Okay, question number 3. Question number 3. Write suitable algorithm for preparing tea, which is mentioned in question 3 of activity 5.1. Activity 5.1, this one, activity 5.1. So these are the steps. Take water, tea leaves, sugar and milk powder, then boil water, add tea leaves to the boiled water, and mix milk powder and sugar, add plain tea to the above mixture and prepare the cup. And so you have to write the steps. Okay, so first of all, so in algorithm, we have to mention the starting phase. That is, so you can write start. Step number 1, start. And step number 2, we can say, we can take the inputs. So what are the inputs? Water, tea leaves, sugar, milk. Those are the inputs, right? Water, input, water. I thought that means take ingredients. Maybe you can mention the supporting things also, like mugs, kettle. So that can also be added. But so this you have to write according to 5.1, no? Right? Question 3 of 5.1. No? So according to the instruction, according to the instruction given there, you can write the second one as take water, tea leaves, sugar, and milk powder. So after that, boil the water. After that, boil water. So when boiling water, right, that is a process. Step 3 is a process. So what about add tea leaves to boiled water? Is it a process or input or anything else? This one? What is that? Hello? So this one is input. This one is clearly input. This one is process. What is this one?
Process.
Yes, it is also a process. And then you have to mix the milk powder and sugar. So that is also a process. That is step number 5. And add plain tea to the above mixture. That is also a process. And prepare the cup of tea and mix by mixing all. It's also a process. Serve the tea, that is the output. It's the process as well as we can tell it's the output. And then end of the algorithm. Okay, Buddha, you can write down this. If you have any doubts, you can ask, right? So this is how you prepare the tea. How many of you have prepared tea at home? කී දෙනෙක් තේ හදලා තියෙනවද ගෙදර? කවුරුත් නැද්ද? Where on? Try කළාවත් නැද්ද? නෙතුම්? Cannot hear you, Buddha. Speak loudly.
I have done when I was little.
Okay, okay. Finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, wait.
Right. Okay, quickly write down to take. And so in this algorithm and flowchart part, actually, so you don't have the coding, even though I teach you how to code in Scratch. So you don't have that part in your syllabus because that is there in grade 7. But still you can practice, right? How many of you have tried to create something using Scratch? Scratch only monari hadwe kauda?
Sir, I.
You did it. Okay. Where on? All right. Okay. Rovinu? Not tried. You have to try, right? Try to create something, maybe small game, right?
I did.
Right. Okay. So better you can do this because if, even though you don't want to wait until you go to the grade 7, you can do it now itself, right? Okay. I think now we have done. So then they're asking what is flowchart? Briefly explain. Right. Okay. What do you know about flowchart? What is a flowchart?
A flowchart is a graphical representation of the algorithmic steps.
Yes, exactly. Correct. Very good. Flowchart is the graphical representation of the algorithm. So we wrote algorithm in the textual format, but you know graphics are more informative than text. Using graphics, it is possible to explain more things than text. Therefore, so in this flowchart, we used to explain things using some standard symbols, graphical symbols. So that is what flowchart is. Okay, so flowchart is a graphical and symbolic representation of an algorithm, right? So what is algorithm? Algorithm is used to solve a problem. It's a plan to solve a problem. So, and in addition to that, you can write down these things. These are some additional points. Natural language may result in ambiguity. What is ambiguity? Suhara, what is ambiguity? Natural language may result ambiguity. Natural language means the language that we speak. Api katha karana bhashawa. It may result ambiguity here. So that is explained here. When read and understood by different people, it can convey a different meaning. Ambiguity කියන්නේ පැටලිලි සහගතයි. In Sinhala අපි කියන පැටලිලි සහගතයි. එතකොට මේ ambiguity කියන්නේ අපි කතා කරන භාෂාව හරියටම අදහසක් ප්‍රකාශ කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒක වෙනස් විදියට අනිත් මිනිස්සු තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන්. So that is called ambiguity. Right? Natural language that we use is ambiguous. Right? It can have some unclear points. Therefore, symbols are clear and meaningful than these words. It shows inputs, processes, outputs, decisions, etc., and the connections and of the data flow. Okay, these are some additional points. Right? Symbols are more clear and meaningful. And that's why we are using symbols, symbolical representation to write the flowchart. And so to show inputs, output, processes, decisions, connections, and the data flow, we use set of symbols in flowcharts. Okay, please write down this under flowcharts. Please write down this under flowchart, that is 5.3. So what are the symbols used in flowchart? Can you remember? What
Yes, sir.
Yes.
R10.
Yes, how to show input and output? That is ellipse or rounded rectangle, right? Here, ellipse or rounded rectangle is used to show the input output. Here, these are the symbols. If you cannot remember, these are the symbols that we use in flowcharts. You can write down that meanwhile. So you can just remember the things. You can take a snapshot of this, or just, I think you wrote this in your book. Symbols that we use. Start and end is shown using rounded rectangle. Process is shown using rectangle, and input output is using a parallelogram. Decisions using a diamond, and connectors and data flow using arrows. Connectors using a circle. Connectors are not really used in your book. I have not seen any connectors. They are directly connecting arrows, but that is also correct way. Second one coming under this. So after the first question, you have activity 5.3. Second one, fill in the gaps in the table. Actually, so these other, so I have already given this, but there's something, there's a wrong thing. That means they have mentioned a circle. So I think in your school also, your teachers might have informed you this symbol is wrong one, right? So did you get a message? So who has completed this chapter in your school, Pute? How the Kade school again? Chapter? Hello? How did Karena the school?
No, sir. We haven't.
ආමන හරි මේ ඉස්කෝලේ කතා කරද්දිත් කියයි මේ සිම්බල් එක වැරදි පුතේ හරි මේ සිම්බල් එක එක්ක ellipse එකක් වෙන්න ඕන either it should be ellipse or either it should be rounded rectangle. That's why I wrote here, right? The symbol should be ellipse or rounded rectangles. That is the correct symbol, right? That is showing start or end because this is a connector. So this is wrong. Even if you browse internet, you will not get this kind of symbol for start and end. That can be ellipse or rounded rectangle only, not a circle, right? But they have given a circle. That's wrong, right? Then the second one, you know, that is we have already discussed this actually. So to get inputs, so it's input output to get in. So when inputs are required to solve problems, and when outputs are produced, you use this symbol. And this is a process or activity. Here you have to fill process or activity. And then the so what is decision or condition, which is used to make decisions? What is that symbol?
Diamond.
That is diamond, right? That is diamond. You have to draw a diamond here, right? I'm going to draw that using zoom annotation. Here, diamond comes here, right? You can draw a diamond there. And the data flow lines actually show in the data flow. Flow lines can be lines going up and down, left and right. Okay, up and down, left and right. These lines are showing. Okay, so today actually you have to write more because the workbook part. Right, let's fill the blanks quickly. Let me know once you're done. Let me know once you're done. Okay, then, right, draw flow chart for question 2 and 3 of activity 5.2. So what is 5.2? 5.2, that is actually find in the perimeter of a circle. How to find the perimeter? To do that actually, and to show the making of T. Yes, so you have to draw 2 flow charts to show that, right? That is the last activity. And after that, so we are going to move to our fresh lesson, right? So let's see the activity quickly. Okay, so find in perimeter of a circle. So shall we draw? I'll draw.
Okay,
so
sir.
since this is simple one, actually we have already done. I'm not sure whether we have already done. This is yes, this is showing steps of preparing a tea, right? So this one I'll give it for you. So finding the perimeter of circle, can you do it along without my help? Finding perimeter of
sir.
a rectangle, right? Finding perimeter of a rectangle. Then we'll create a scratch code also, right? Then
So we
we'll
have
create
to do
scratch
a
code
flow
also.
chart.
So this one you can write down. Meanwhile, you can try the other one, that is finding perimeter of the rectangle. So write down that as both. I'll show that, but before that you have to write down this, and also write down the perimeter one. You can send me a WhatsApp message, right? After drawing in your book, you can send me a WhatsApp message.
Sir, do we have to draw a flow chart of finding the perimeter of a rectangle?
Yes, find perimeter of a rectangle.
Okay, sir.
Right. So this is what the boiling water and making tea example. The perimeter one, finding the perimeter actually here. Can use this one. So this is actually singular medium one, but English medium one is also there. Here, start input height of the rectangle, input width of the rectangle. Then you can say perimeter equal width plus height into 2. Display the perimeter. Right. This is the answer for that question. Okay. Finish drawing both this one and the previous one, or still doing? Have you finished, Pute?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Previous
sir.
one, making tea is also right. Okay, right? Making tea example. This one is also done, right? Okay, I believe
Yes, sir.
silence implies that. Answer is yes, right? Okay. Let's move to the practical implementation of this by using Stretch. Actually, that will not be asked in your examination. Don't worry, that will not be asked. And after that, we can move to our new chapter. So before that, let's go and see what will happen if you implement this in Stretch. Right? I'm going to load the Stretch, and you can also do this with me. If you need, I can send you the link.
Sir, can you please send the link?
Okay, sure. Here it is. I have sent the link to you. Please click on that and load the project. A new project, actually. Okay,
Okay, sir,
this
thank you.
is my new project. I'm going to close the tutorial that is not needed for the moment. Let's close it. And you need 2 inputs. And actually, so whatever the inputs and these things here, you have height, width, perimeter, right? Height, width, perimeter. You need variables to store these values. Therefore, I'm going to variables first. I'll create a variable called height, THT. And I also need a variable called width. I also need a variable called perimeter. Okay, 3 variables: height, width, perimeter. Then set height is needed. Set width is needed. Set perimeter is also needed. Right? Set height, set width, set perimeter. That is from the variable side. You need height, width, and perimeter, all 3. I'll keep some spaces to input. And also you need to print the perimeter. I'll take these in the same time. I need set height, change it to width, and set width is also needed. Change it to perimeter. Set perimeter is also needed. And also you need the perimeter value. I'll take all these things. Then I'll go to the events. When I click the flag, I want to ask from sensing, I want to ask enter width of rectangle. Enter width of rectangle. After that, I can set the first height, right? Enter height of the rectangle. I can set height to the answer given by the user. Then ask enter width of the rectangle and set width to the answer given by the user. Then set perimeter. Perimeter is equal to, you need to add width and height first. From the variable, you need to add width to height. And then the value, you have to multiply everything here, multiplication. So after that, you have to multiply this width and height by 2. That is the perimeter. Width and height multiplied by 2 will give you the perimeter. Then finally, you have to display the perimeter. So you can go to the looks and say perimeter. Say for 5 seconds. That's it. When I press the flag, rectangle, height, let's say height is 5, width is 10, then perimeter will be given as 13. 5 plus 10 is 15. 15 into 2 is 30. That is the perimeter. If you really need, you can draw such rectangle in the screen. To do that, you need to add extension and go to the pen. Right? Use the pen. First, you have to erase everything when you begin. When you set the width, maybe pen down. Height actually, pen down. Okay, let's do this after getting all this, right? Pen down, and then you can move width steps. Here from this, you can move the width. And then you can turn 40 degrees. Sorry, 90 degrees. That is the angle. And then again from the motion, move height. Again turn 90 degrees. Okay, then again do the same thing. Again you need the width and height. So that is how you draw the rectangle. Now this will not just show the perimeter, it will also draw a rectangle. See, I'm giving, okay, I need 100 and 150. So it's calculating the rectangle, and after that, it's drawing the rectangle. You can see it's drawing the rectangle in the screen. After each step, if you want, you can wait. After going to this, you can wait, then likewise. Oh, here I'm using this wait symbol from the control. After drawing width, wait 1 second. After drawing this, wait 1 second. Likewise, each step, if I wait, I can see the steps clearly. Right now, let's see. First of all, I'm giving width as 150, height as 200, and you can see 700. And after that, you can see the drawing steps. Going forward, going height, then this side and this side, and the rectangle is there. So this is what you can do with programming. Just to make this more interesting, I gave these steps, right? But don't worry, you won't get questions in your examination because you don't have strat. It's in grade 7. Okay.
Sir, I think, sir, in my code something is wrong. Sir, can you check, sir?
Yeah, sure. I'll check and help you. So you have to share your screen first today, right? First, look at the screen and try to correct it. Try to understand. If not, please reconnect. So because we will disconnect in a while, and please reconnect to the same link. I'll let